happens on these people. That's a perfect example. These people are out of their mind. You look at them like they're crazy, but really, the Spirit have taken over their vessel. So Yeshua experienced that, and he spoke right to the Spirit. He didn't speak to the person, because the person is bound. The person needs to be released. They need their vessel. They've been taken over. Okay? So the Spirit recognized Yeshua and says, have you come to torment us before our time? To let you know that there's more than one in that person. Read.
Verse 30. And there was a good way off from them an herd of many swine feeding. So the devils besought him, saying, if thou cast us out, suffer us to go away into the herd of swine.
He says, if you cast us out, why don't y'all cast us into this herd of swine, to show you that spirits can hide out in animals too. As long as it's a vessel, as long as it's an earthy vessel or something that's material or alive, they can hide out amongst that too. He could have cast them into the earth. Okay? Down there where their fathers are. Right? Read.
Verse 32. And he said unto them, go. And when they were come out, they went into the herd of swine, and behold, the whole herd of swine ran violently down a steep place into the sea. So
you notice that once it's in something, the reaction happens almost immediately. Violence, do battle, attack. No sooner they went into these swine, the swine ran. Read.
And perished in the waters.
And perished in the water, to show you that the end of usually whatever thing they deal with, whatever vessel they deal with, usually the end of it is death. Okay? So now, they wanted to go into the swine, because the swine was near where Christ was, and they say, okay, and they drove the swine into the water. Why? Because once the animals die, they can go and find hosts. They didn't start in that man that Christ seen. They didn't start in that man. That was just a host. What were the swine? The swine were just hosts. So they killed the swine so they can go find people. And this is how they operate. Have you come to destroy me before our time? So that's letting us know that they have a short time. They know that one day their time will run out. It's just how many people they'll take with them. So they understand that they only have a certain amount of time to operate. They're just making us believe that we have more time than we have. But they know. Alright? Now let's go to Matthew 12. Let's start at 43, when the unclean spirit is going out of a man.
Verse 43. When the unclean spirit is going out of a man.
When an unclean spirit is going out of a man, read.
He walketh through dry places, seeking rest, and findeth none.
This usually what happens after baptism or cleansing, or after serious fasting. What happens? The spirit leaves you.
He walketh through dry places, seeking rest, and findeth none.
So now that same spirit is operating and trying to find a place or a vessel to go into, and can't find no one to go into. Read.
Verse 44. Then he saith, I will return into my house from whence I came out.
So they always decide to come back to their original host.
And when he is come, he findeth it empty, and swept and garnished.
To show you spirits be watching us. They'll look at us and they know when you clean, when you're trying to do the right thing. But they're watching from the outside. Read.
Verse 45. Then goeth he and taketh with himself 7 other spirits more wicked than himself.
So here it is. He understands that you have the power to get rid of him because he's on the outside. So instead of coming to you with one now, he's going to bring 7 of his brothers with him. Read.
And they enter in and dwell there. And the last state of that man is worse than the first. Even so shall it be also unto to this wicked generation.
So that's crystal clear. Now Christ, Yeshua, was giving the disciples examples of how the spirits operate, what they do. Okay? Now, how does this translate to us? Because we know they be on the outside watching, looking to get in. So Yeshua gave the disciples key information so that they can battle them. Usually, I'm going to tell you, they usually come in through some type of emotional trauma. That's when they usually gain entrance, when your emotions are at a height and your guard is at a low. I'm going to give an example of that. When someone is doing something against you, or when you try to do something back, that's when you know, okay, it's starting to affect me. That the spirits just need a way in. And it usually starts by an attack, battle, or an offense. Somebody did something to you that had the spirit. But when you do it back, now the spirit is no longer on that particular person. Now, it's easier to explain than to execute when it's you're the one being done wrong. Okay? You can explain it once you sit back and examine it and talk about it, but when it's you really, no one can tell you that, okay, something is happening with you. Actually, a spirit is about to use you. See, and if we all, not just you, if we all operate like Christ told the disciples, when it happens, there will not be murder. Because usually, hey, listen to some of the stories of how when people get killed. It's usually something that's small happened. And but somebody had to go the next yard. And then the person whom was offended or got hit or hurt, now they got to go the next yard. And now somebody's dead. The spirit then got a soul to hell. Now the spirit is looking for another person to go into to do the same thing, perpetual. It's a cycle. Because once you're out, they don't need you no more. And then they go find someone else. You're out. So this is how it works. So Christ gave us details in Matthew 10 of how not to let the spirit come in us, even if we see it. Let's start at Matthew 5 and 3. All Yeshua's writings.
St. Matthew chapter 5 verse 3. Blessed are the poor in spirit, for theirs is the kingdom of heaven. Blessed are they that mourn, for they shall be comforted. Blessed are the meek, for they shall inherit the earth. Blessed are they which do hunger and thirst after righteousness, for they shall be filled. Blessed are the merciful, for they shall obtain mercy. Blessed are the pure in heart, for they shall see the Most High. Blessed are the peacemakers, for they shall be called the children of the Most High. Blessed are they which are persecuted for righteousness' sake, for theirs is the kingdom of heaven. Blessed are ye when ye shall revile, when men shall revile you, and persecute you, and shall say all manner of evil against you falsely for my name's sake.
And say all types of evil things against you falsely for Yeshua's sake. Read.
Verse 12. Rejoice and be rewarded, rejoice and be exceeding glad, for great is your reward in heaven. For so persecuted they the prophets which were before you.
Now you can do one or two things. You can react to what someone is doing to you, or you can understand that this is part of the trial. This is part of what it takes to make it. If you get caught up into it, what's going to happen? You understand? That spirit is now going to use you. It's going to go further into it. Read.
Verse 13. Ye are the salt of the earth. But if the salt have lost his savor, wherewith shall it be salted? It is thenceforth good for nothing but to be cast out, and to be trodden under foot of men.
Let's go to the 21st verse.
Verse 21. Ye have heard that it was said by them of old time, Thou shalt not kill. And whosoever shall kill shall be in danger of the judgment. But I say unto you, that whosoever is angry with his brother without a cause shall be in danger of the judgment.
So we can't be angry.